Yeah. That's all right. The audio portion of the proceedings will be recorded for record keeping purposes. When the applicant hears the name of his or her property called by the chair, they should wait for the preservation officer to present the property summary and application proposal. The chair will recognize the applicant when the time is appropriate for him or her to present any supporting information to the board. Applicants are asked to limit their presentation to 3 minutes. Okay. Do we have any minutes to approve?
No.
Okay. Is there any conflicts of interest for tonight's agenda from the board?
No.
Okay. The first application tonight is 620 South 7th Street. CSP Realty Management LLC.
It's actually a mistake. That's fine.
Yes, please.
Yes. What I'll do is I'll read the building description and then I'll sort it. Tom, I'm going to read the building description and then I'll read the Secretary of Interior standards. And did you?
So I'm trying to see which one's the building description.
Oh, I didn't give that to you.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I did not give that to you. Okay, so the first item on the agenda is 620 South 7th Street. The historical integrity of this 3-story single residential structure home has been compromised with the application of stucco to the front facade, replacement of windows, and the replacement of the front entrance door. The building does retain its original scalloped slate mansard roof and an arched stained glass transom depicting the address above the front entrance door. The structure received a site quality rating of 50 and is considered a non-contributing building in the Prince Historic District. And tonight we are reviewing the proposal for the replacement of 7 white vinyl replacement windows that were installed in violation at the western and southern facades. And the Secretary of the Interior standards that apply to this are standard number 2. The historic character of a property shall be retained and preserved. The removal of historic materials or alteration of features and spaces that characterize a property shall be avoided. Number 5, distinctive features, finishes, and construction techniques or examples of craftsmanship that characterize a historic property shall be preserved. And number 6, deteriorated historic features shall be repaired rather than replaced. Where the severity of deterioration requires replacement of a distinctive feature, the new feature shall match the old in design, color, texture, and other visual qualities, and where possible, materials. Replacement of missing features shall be substantiated by documentary, physical, or pictorial evidence. And there are 2 types of replacement windows being proposed. One is a Pella fiberglass window, and one is a it's called a Star Mark 7500 composite wood material. And the board members have all been given the specifications for those. I've also, just an added note, I've provided the board members in an email. I don't know if you saw it, but I do have pictures of brackets that were replaced, but specifications were not provided to the review board in a timely manner, so it's up to the review board if they want to review them or not.
The brackets. Okay. So.
She can,
3 minutes.
Later.
Did you say you put pictures in?
I sent an email, it was between 5 and 6, but I have pictures.
It was a
Secret.
Oh, okay.
So I mentioned that a concern was the windows. That they were one focus.
The property owner was asked to submit specifications by Friday at noon. It was not, they were not submitted, and she came to see me yesterday, and she has already replaced them, replaced the brackets without.
I didn't hear the last part.
She came to see me yesterday, and the brackets had already been replaced by the owner prior to approval. So now
She can have 3 minutes to explain.
Como fue minutos para explicar rápidamente lo que usted quiere decir.
Okay, so yo le la foto donde esos son los brackets.
Okay, so I brought some pictures of the braces, brackets.
And they have them.
Oh, you can.
Ah, ok. Entonces la ventana.
Okay, now dealing with windows.
La compañía que yo conseguí es demasiado cara.
So the company who gave me the quotes is coming in very high, very high.
Dos compañías que yo conseguí, las dos son súper caras.
So the
Todo
two
lo que no se
companies
mira.
that I got price quotes from are coming in very, very high, and I don't have money to pay that amount.
Entonces, la propuesta mía es que porque no me dejan abrir la tienda con los cambios que yo hice para yo poder manejar dinero.
So my question is,
Poder cambiar.
why can't I open up the store with in how the building currently is, and that way I can get some money coming in?
That's not up to us for her to have that permit to open the store. If there's ever a disagreement with what our recommendation is or our determination at one of these meetings, she can always appeal it to city council.
Si no le toca a ellos decidir si se puede abrir una tienda o no. Ahora si ustedes no tienen un acuerdo de lo que llegamos en nombre de la reunión aquí, se puede abrir la decisión de nosotros.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think she can in the hour, right?
Um,
It was 30 days.
And I wanted to add, it is a zoning requirement, and the zoning hearing board decision that approved her opening the store. They mandated that she could not open the store until she was in compliance with all the HARB items of this building. She wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, I didn't
Appeals.
realize it was because she's back again. I didn't realize it was 30 days from last time because she's back
Yo
again.
nunca la voy a abrir porque no tengo
I'm
dinero
pretty sure.
a la ventana.
Maybe even type it.
So it's not gonna be possible for me to open up the store because I just don't have the money for the windows.
But she still has to comply with the window, with replacing the windows in a historically appropriate manner.
Pero de todo modo tiene que cumplir con el reemplazo de la ventana porque el edificio se encuentra en una zona histórica.
Ujú.
And the board, that's what she's here tonight, is for the board to review the two materials and whether or not they meet the criteria and are appropriate.
Entonces la alianza que esta noche para la Junta repase los materiales en las dos cotizaciones para ver si ellos pueden aprobar uno de los dos materiales para el reemplazo de la
Cuando, por permiso, excuse me,
ventana.
cuando yo compré con eso así, con paneles. Yo no compré con ventana.
So when I bought the building, it had these panels that looked like this. It didn't have windows in it.
Porque no le hicieron la presión al otro dueño.
How come there wasn't pressure put on the other owner to do the work?
I can't answer that. That's usually a code issue.
Eso tiene que ver con el departamento de códigos.
I think I said this at the last
Yo
meeting,
creo que mencioné eso en la última.
but it's important that anybody purchasing property
Que cualquier persona que compre una propiedad
has to be responsible
tiene que ser responsable.
for what the local regulations are.
Las normas y regulaciones locales.
That's a very basic expectation when you buy property.
Eso es lo que se espera a cualquier persona que esté comprando una propiedad.
And we're not here to debate whether it's right or wrong. You purchase property in a historic district.
No estamos aquí para pelear con usted, para decir si eso está bien o eso está mal. Lo cierto es que usted se compró una propiedad en una zona histórica
And you're expected to be compliant. So you have a choice.
y se espera que usted cumple con las reglas y las normas. Entonces tiene dos opciones.
You can comply with the regulations, whatever the recommendation the board's gonna make tonight.
Usted puede cumplir una regulación con cualquier recomendación de la Junta de noche.
You can stay in violation and start getting fined.
Usted puede quedarse y dejar el edificio así, pero usted va a recibir multas si se quiere comprar.
Or you sell your property. You have three choices.
O usted puede vender la propiedad. Esas son las tres opciones.
And just as a clarification of what our chair said,
Una aclaración de lo que.
I apologize.
yes, if you didn't know, the opportunity to appeal to council has closed. You have 30 days.
La oportunidad de apelar una decisión concejal ya está pasado la fecha límite, por eso el 30 días después de la
Yes,
decisión.
30 days from our February meeting. It's now 60 days. So
So,
Too late.
solo tiene 30 días para apelar y el agronómico de febrero es más de 60 días y ya muy tarde.
Okay. So this is not a discussion about whether you can like bypass the rules. This is about what the board finds appropriate for your building. We're gonna vote on that tonight.
Eso no es una audiencia para ver si hay una manera que se puede escapar y no cumplir la ley, para dejar la Junta decidir qué usted necesita hacer para cumplir con las reglas que están en marcha.
Pero cuando tenga mi bolsillo, cuando tenga alcance de mi bolsillo.
Well, yes, and it'll be done when I can financially afford it.
And the board can extend the time, but we can't extend it forever
Sí, el límite,
or indefinitely.
extender un poco el límite de tiempo para cumplir, pero no extenderlo para siempre.
I had a question about the windows. Okay, so the policy says wood composite, but I saw that Mr. Wood would come back and say that, okay, so we know the pellet is fiberglass, even though they all.
Yeah, that is a straight.
Right, but the star mark, I think he said it's not wood, it's polymer, and I looked on the website and it's something called advanced polymeric composite. I don't think there's any wood in it. Even though I think it does say wood composite, or that's in some information.
What that rep told me was that it's like a fine wood, like wood shavings that end up on the floor. And it's compressed with the fiberglass.
The website says Star Mark Evo is crafted with advanced polymeric composite, APC, and was created for the specific needs of the Windows industry. I'm just trying to figure out what APC is. Like, does it actually have any wood component in it?
Told me it was fiberglass with particle board dust. And this is not one of the, I did get to speak to after I sent you the last email about not talking to the reps. the Pella rep did call me and he knew about the Anderson, we've approved 5 recs, Anderson 5 recs. Wood composite, and he said that that was the same thing, it's like a wood flour, they call it, it's so fine, that's mixed with vinyl basically. So that's why I thought this Star Mark was the same, sounded like the same material.
Cause I know Mr. Booth had said that
Yeah.
it's not a wood, there's no wood in it. And I'm just trying to like validate that.
Yeah. No, I understand, I realize he said that.
Yeah.
But he, in my notes, he said it was fiberglass material mixed with particle board dust. I mean, particle board is wood. Somewhat.
Dust.
He said these are polymer composite rather than wood composite.
So maybe she should investigate. The Anderson renewal, but she'll have to go to another. Window, or an Anderson rep.
What about the Pella, wood composite? Pella has wood composite, isn't they do?
The mix Paris said that Anderson doesn't come out for commercial windows,
Oh, they
not
don't.
a commercial property.
According to twice, you need to name.
It's gotta be your private home.
I'm sorry.
It's gotta be your private home.
Oh, okay, really?
So I did try to call.
Yeah,
But they didn't want to
because it's a good company and
come.
we've approved their windows before.
What's really wood?
So 5 rep, the Anderson has 5 reps. The Pella, I mean, another option is aluminum clad wood. That's not being offered or submitted here, but the Pella rep did tell me that they have an aluminum clad wood window, but he didn't go into much detail because he had only specified the fiberglass. And I did,
Yeah, but Pella does not have a wood composite window.
not that I see in my notes, but I don't know for absolute certain. He did not talk to me about one. And he also did, the Pella rep did confirm that the fiberglass windows, the grids are between the glass. And they would have to be. If they were to be applied on the outside and the inside of the, or on the outside of the glass on each side. They would have to be done in the shop, and he said it would be much more expensive. It's the more expensive quote anyway.
I see that the outfit down in Morgantown by Linco offered wood and composite windows.
Una compañía de cáncer pues
Down by Linco, BIWINCO,
could you spell that again?
BIWINCO, by Winco.
Did you have a phone number on that?
610
Say, yeah,
325
that's simple,
0788.
0788. So, parece que ellos hacen de dance, pero people will say it's a necessity. Pues es todo.
Our replacement window products include,
That's one included.
and the last two it says is wood windows, composite windows, so.
They're down there. give that company a call.
Berks County also, so it's local, so that helps.
We thought the same.
Right, okay, that's what I thought that was.
I wasn't clear, but.
Yeah,
I thought
no.
I didn't realize the policy was very specific about wood composite versus just composite windows.
Right.
Because I think we just kind of throw around composite and
Right.
they are, the policy is clear, it's wood composite, so.
Right.
The polymeric, anything that I've seen, just, I mean, maybe it's just a very small part of it. That maybe it is some like part of the board shavings, but it seems to me like it's all synthetic material, I mean,
Okay.
overwhelming. So whether that really qualifies as wood composite, I don't really think it does.
I wouldn't think.
Yeah. So my concern now is both applications are neither window is appropriate.
And I know that
Maybe on the table, she does a little more research.
the Anderson five recs, I don't understand. What
Yeah, I just looked it up and I.
Is there
did a-
one distributor there? I mean.
Well, I looked it up and it keeps asking about home, not
Yeah.
commercial. It just keeps asking questions. You fill out these things. and
Okay,
it says
but they
about
will
home.
come because it's commercial trees out there.
I have no
Is that-
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, business is a business. What's it matter if it's,
there might be different
in
codes.
my
for
commercial, I don't know.
oh, maybe fire.
RNC or something, yeah.
But the five recs material is 60% vinyl and 40% of that wood fiber.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
is more wood.
I
Oh,
just,
50%.
40%,
Yeah.
60 vinyl and 40
Yeah.
Yeah.
wood fiber.
any of my quick research didn't indicate, it didn't say anything about any kind of wood content in those,
In
in the polymeric composites, right? So I think it might be better is to, like to table that, but do a little more research.
to do
Yeah.
the research.
Now the brackets, is she installed?
Hold on, let me write
Okay.
this down. We need to, we're just gonna make one.
Yeah.
Thing at the end. We're
Yeah.
gonna go over all this stuff,
Yeah.
okay?
But I'm gonna ask the question, are we reviewing the brackets? There's no application for them. And she
It's a violation.
Right, so we're not reviewing what she installed, right? Not tonight.
No,
No, sorry. That's what- You want me to make a motion? Unless there's
Yeah,
more discussion.
let's, yeah, do you guys want to discuss anything anymore? Do you understand that? The brackets were replaced without, any kind of, COA. She was supposed to bring them back to us and she did not bring back, examples of what she wanted to put up and she just went and did what she wanted to.
Like today.
So, yeah, so it's in violation, so.
Yeah.
I don't know if you wanna give her a direction, like, are these, like, I agree, you should not be reviewing them, but are they not appropriate? That she has to start over, that's to give her an inkling of what,
Anything for this position.
Yeah,
no, I agree. Or she just has to come with
She
a
has to
full
come back,
application.
yeah,
Yeah.
we asked for that the last.
Yeah. And Amy, according to the window policy, out of 50 composite rating, composite index rating. Is true divided light or simulated divided light appropriate? Is simulated
It's
divided light?
all
okay?
simulated divided light, I would say, and true divided light is always
Right.
preferred,
Yeah,
but because
it
of the lower
required?
rating, the, I would say this, it doesn't say.
I want to talk about something else.
okay,
Before
there's,
you make
yeah,
a
go
motion.
ahead, I'm bringing policy.
We need to talk about the doors, the metal doors. Weren't they supposed to be switched?
They were.
I think they were.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
the double.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
double
okay.
doors.
Yeah.
I heard
No,
something
that's
was
fine.
split, but,
Yeah.
okay.
And then, okay, so 3.7.
Oh, I see this here, sorry.
3.7 of the window policy on front, primary or secondary facades that are visible from public right of way.
Oh, yeah.
Existing windows with true divided lights must be replaced with new windows having true divided lights or simulated divided lights. lights.
And in Aaron's email, he said that the simulated divided lights would be acceptable.
Okay, I thought you said, okay, all right, so whatever you want.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion, all right, so I move that we table the application for 620 South 7th Street for the proposal of replacement windows. Neither of the windows, and this is some fault of ours, I apologize for that. The windows that were submitted are not the right material. The lowest that we would accept would be a wood composite window. And you said this is manufactured in Morgantown or something? Okay, all right. Yeah.
I'm gonna call them and I hope they're cheaper.
Okay,
And not to interrupt you, but an aluminum clad wood window is
Right.
still an option.
yeah, and an aluminum clad window. And simulated divided light is appropriate. That just means like it's, you know, it's like on the glass, it's not, doesn't intersect the glass. Yeah, okay. And then we'll consider that proposal at the next meeting. And in addition, the brackets that were installed, an application needs to be submitted for those with photographs
And measurement.
and measurements. And we'll review that at the next meeting. So we're giving you a little bit more time by tabling things and then coming back the application for the brackets. Okay, that's my motion, and and you can go to vote, and I have one more point to make. It's not part of the motion though.
Somebody want to second that?
I'll second it.
Mr. Polotica,
Yes.
Mr. McDevitt,
Yes.
Ms. Weller,
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and I have just one more point to make. You're making things more difficult for yourself when you install things that aren't approved. Now, the windows we're working on, but over the course of 2 months, I thought that the board was very clear and we need probably multiple times to not install anything without approval. And you installed the brackets without approval. All that does is cost you more time and more money because you paid somebody to put those in. And it's possible the board will have you remove those. Possible. If we don't find those appropriate, so do yourself a favor and please do not install anything without approval. It's gonna cost you more money in the end. Just some advice going forward, please.
Sí, pero pregúntale si lo puedo hablar.
Yes, but can I speak?
Sure, of course. El problema es que yo voy a proponer algo, pero si lo que yo voy a proponer no está aceptado por ellos, porque ellos no me dan la opinión de qué es lo que yo puedo poner y ya entonces ya no queda aceptada.
So the thing is, if I propose something and then I propose something that's not approved by you, but then I need to know what I can put in order to be able to move forward.
we said at the last meeting
That's not what tomorrow.
that those brackets, before you did anything, you were to do an application and submit examples, and you didn't do that.
Instead, no cumplió, no.
Ok, pero es que yo no sé cuál es el bracket exacto que ellos quieren, entonces el soldador mío me hizo uno, pensando que eso lo van a aplicar, que no lo va a aplicar.
Okay, yeah, and look, I don't know what type of brackets you're looking for, and the welder I used, he made these and he thought these would be acceptable.
But he doesn't, he's not on the board, and he's not Miss Johnson. That's who makes the.
Porque ellos no me opinan en la compañía o que yo puedo poner.
So then I do need your opinions, or tell me what I can put, I need.
In the resolution that was given to her, it said she could either use wood or metal. And they should be similar to what was previously there. But she needs to provide a picture, a drawing showing exactly what they're going to look like with dimensions and all specifications.
Porque también ya voy a tratar de traer una cosa.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do that for the next time.
And they, like I said, it can be wood or metal.
What is that, de madera or de madera?
She does have a copy of this resolution. right?
Yes.
Okay, y le habían entregado una copia de la resolución de antes.
Just don't move forward with anything until we give the clearance.
Pero no hagan nada sin tener la aprobación de ellos, no, porque
Like
That
the-
can't be stressed enough, I
no se
guess.
puede empezar eso más.
whoever is making it can draw the roof on the building and show what it's gonna look like.
¿Quién va a arreglarlo? Puede ser un dibujo, puede ser algo así, como será un techo. De que-
Pues puede ser el mismo dibujo que yo tengo ahí. El mismo que solamente que le pongo las dimensiones.
So then I guess I could use maybe the same picture and it could be drawn in and then indicate the dimensions.
Yes.
See,
And just so the board knows, I gave her all the pictures I could find that showed the original brackets.
Thank you.
They were wood.
Pero no lo encontré, yo busqué en un sitio chico y no lo encontraba.
I know, and I couldn't find things like that. I looked all over the place.
Yeah, no, it has to be made,
That's why I look at any preparado específico.
and she needs to provide all measurements like the width and the thickness.
Anchura, la grosura, todo eso.
Está bien.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That's it.
Okay, exactly.
Thank
Thank
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, the room looks empty, so I think.
Yes.
From all you can.
All right, thank you, Tom.
Share with me. Did everybody have some time to review the applications approved by staff? Has anything ever drawn to your attention about the property in the 600 block of North Fifth where they replaced the shingles up there?
On the tower roof?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and you're working with them?
No, nobody has contacted me. That's the one I tried to put a stop work order put on, and Trades did not put a stop work order on. And do you mean 625? And when I went out there again, all the staffing was gone, so I have to send it a violation. But I have all the documentation that they were approved for slate.
And they put asphalt.
Anything about the windows at Fourth and Haley?
No. They haven't contacted me either. My knowledge.
And no violation notice was going.
Not yet, no, and that was another one they didn't put the stop work order on. I spoke to the building inspector about both of those, because it happened in the same week. And he told me that he did not, he talked to people. And I don't remember if it was the owner or the contractors doing each thing. but he did not put the stop work order. It's been very trying working with the trades office.
And you can't do that, correct? You're not allowed to
No,
put a stop
I'm not
work
allowed to
order.
put a stop.
So now we just wait for you to send them a violation letter. Will that be done, do you think, in the next couple weeks?
I can do it within the next couple days because after this meeting, I'm focusing on violation. Because I have too many.
Well, I'll move to approve, that applications.
All in favor?
What is that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can someone second that motion, please?
Okay, I will. Take it outside.
Take it outside, boys.
I said
Correct.
I don't have to go for each individual.
On the
Right.
bench, no, just ask for an update, yeah. Amy, how many more do you think there are outside of this list, still like a mile and a half long?
No,
Yes,
yes.
okay.
And I did do, get to the staff report. I do some, not on this list, but okay. I looked at previous meetings.
Then we need to go back to other properties and projects discussed.
So I can give a report on, in the agenda, it says I was going to review the December meeting, December 21st, but sorry, 2021. But that was actually a meeting where we only reviewed or discussed with the Greater Reading Chamber Alliance about the flags downtown, and
Yeah.
that project
Never
never
happened.
moved forward.
Yeah.
So
That's the only one that-
yep, there was no other than staff approvals. So I looked at January and February. And in January, the first one was 604 Laurel Street, which if you recall, they had removed aluminum siding and awnings and the porch, and they were redoing the facade. And some things were approved and some things were denied. The only thing that really was denied was the wood railing. And then, I'm sorry, but it continued to another meeting and I did not, I think must have been March or April, he came back. So I did not look up what was approved at that meeting, but yeah, I can't without looking at it, I can't remember. So that is still a work in progress. And 353 North Fifth Street is that storefront that's close to Fifth and Buttonwood. And they did everything in compliance with the resolution except for they have not installed a light fixture. I don't think they've ever come back, on the ceiling.
I saw they put 3 out front. I couldn't remember if we
Yes.
approved 2 or 3, but I think we approved 3.
I think we approved 3 too.
Yeah.
What?
3 of the gooseneck.
Oh, they did.
They did, because they came back before us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
A few times, yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed there's all kinds of notices on the glass, but it looks like there might be a beauty salon going in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was for sale.
Oh, was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, the stop work order is still on the window, I think, too.
It's like all coming off, but
Oh,
there's a lot of
it's
notices.
Yeah.
They constantly came in last spring and worked with me to get everything done. 629 Laurel Street was a review of front entrance steps, and they have not been replaced in compliance. But I do recall them writing me emails and saying that they were doing so. I'll try to reach out to them and see what happened, but that is not compliance. And that was it for January. And then in February, we reviewed the installation of the ADA specific play area in City Park.
Mhm.
And they're in the process of doing it, so I'll dug up.
Yeah.
And then 611 Chestnut Street, that one I have to investigate. I think they're all in compliance, because the board had reviewed the door that was installed. And the installation of mailboxes, but there's something I wanna check on. So that one I have to look at again, but. So it was those, so January, that was January and February
Of
22, yes. That's all I have.
You wanna go back and talk about the garage?
Oh, the Lincoln garage. Yes, you'll see there's work being done at the Lincoln garage and, the owner, Alan Schuman, contacted me and said that he's contacted me over the past, I guess, couple of months, but says that the stucco is actually failing because water has gotten between the stucco and the steel of the garage, so it's crumbling like over, especially over the bottom portion where the water really
Just
sits.
less there,
Yeah. So he did email me over the weekend and gave me submitted a COA application and I had emailed him to approve it at staff level as long as everything is done in kind, including it's sort of like an Art Deco motif at the top that is replicated from an extension of the Lincoln around the corner on Michigan Street. And he said everything on his application and in his emails said everything would be replicated. But I emailed him today and asked for a proper scope of work from a contractor. He did not submit that. I don't like, for such a large project, it was a little residential project, I would accept that, but he must have some sort of scope of work from a contractor that he's had to have approved.
It's just fortunate that we're not, it's not required to go before the board.
Yeah.
That would really set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and he had also asked me to ask the executive committee if, or the board, but I asked the executive committee if they'd like to see the stucco back on, or they want to see the garage turned back to its original, I think it was 1960s. I have a picture that looks like a 1960s bus in front of it. And it was just metal, like metal railings, and on the back side of it, it's now covered in chain link, I guess, to make it safer. Like you would never be able to build a garage like they did with just these low railings. So.
Like the back.
What's that?
I said the front used to look like the back.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
It was
Do
all
you remember, Mike?
kind of, yeah.
Okay. So.
He must have been a wee lad.
In the 60s.
So no, I said, if you do it exactly as existing, same color, everything, I can approve it at staff level, and that's what he chose to do, so. But before I actually approve the COA application, I want the contractors.
Yeah, I mean, it's a.
Yeah, yes, yeah,
It'll post that one.
right.
Anyway, it's been a tiring thing.
Yes, I've heard. But the garage is considered 112 North Fifth Street and the Lincoln is 100. And I guess I can say too, because it happened today, his contractor for the Trexler Mansion came to see me and he went very in depth of everything about their discovery and research about the roof. When Boscov replaced the slate shingles on the roof, he actually did it inappropriately in straight edge, and they were originally like a scalloped or at least clipped corners, but it looks like a scallop. So he told me that they are going to put the scalloped slate back on and redo, restore any of the woodwork or replace any of the existing woodwork in kind. I mean, Alan's intent is to restore that building. There are going to be changes that will come before the review board, but right now, they're going to work on the roof.
So they were in Callaway or are they in Prince?
Callaway.
How come we haven't had any, they have all that scaffolding up and are doing stuff,
Because-
but we haven't.
He hasn't, he claims that he hasn't, actually, they're doing exploratory work, and it's only exploratory where the cinder block windows are, because I did, I blasted them. It was,
I mean, it's all over Facebook,
yeah,
he makes no secret
and-
about what he's doing.
that's when, somebody sent it to me, and I contacted him on, I remember it was Super Bowl Sunday. And he said that they are not doing anything right now, they're basically just putting up the scaffolding to get ready. And, but now they are going to be working.
There's
on-
workers out there every day. I try to pass it every day.
Yeah,
But you can't
That's
see
good
because
news.
there's all those black nets
Yeah.
around there. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, Amy, I keep a really close eye on
Oh.
that. This is Alan Schuman, who's decided it's okay for him to bypass. And just go ahead and do work on the garage. Even though he thinks he has some verbal agreement with you, he doesn't, and he knows better.
and to my knowledge, the building permit has not been submitted for the garage
All of
either,
those
at least I haven't been contacted about one yet either. But they were, he showed me, the contractor for the Trexler showed me pictures that they're, like, he wants to put, Alan wants to put a conservatory, like, it won't be a real glass building, but up on the roof, and he wants to redo the trellis. And, but all of those, he said they will all come back or come to the review board for review, but they were doing like mock-ups of what a good size would, like they did just a flat mock-up of what the trellis would look like one piece of it to see how it would look from the street and things like that. There's old postcards of the Trexler, when the Elks had it, they actually had like this trellis work all along the Franklin Street side of the building, and there used to be like garden parties up there, and
Yeah, it looks like I can envision it, let's put it that way.
yeah. Yeah, when up on the roof, there's actually like. Well, there's a door that exits out in the roof, but on one side, to one side of the door, it's almost like, like, it looks like a snack bar, like the big pieces of wood would flip up and, you know, people, like, they must have done the food through there or something like that.
It's not uncommon back then. I mean, I know there was a building up near City Park that actually had a band shell on it. Yeah, it was like, so, same thing, roof
Okay,
roof tide.
Actually, the light stuff first.
yeah.
A band shell on the roof, wow. Where that structure was found.
A lot of your older, lodge buildings, their main ballrooms are up on the third floor.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah.
There's a building on South Fifth Street,
Yeah.
right next to the church that I was told that was another
Yeah.
rooftop.
Yep.
And people
Or not,
used to-
or at least not on the ground floor, might still be contained in the building, yeah, I've seen many that are at least
The
second,
Baptist church.
sometimes third
Oh,
floor, yeah.
the Baptist,
Yes, that first
Those old
building,
lodge buildings and such, yeah, yeah.
forget,
Yeah, I'll be going down there on Sunday because I'm starting to do my canvassing for the church tour, so,
that's beautiful church.
yeah.
Is there any education and outreach committee reports? Policy committee report, Mr. Booth. Preservation consultations. I guess should we just postpone that for next month?
We can, I mean, we can get the pictures for next month. The problem is like, May is preservation month, so typically we would give the property
We
awards
can pick it in May.
during May, yeah.
We'll pick it in May and then,
So you think it would be possible to take pictures and get them out to us early?
That's, no, I'll do that
So
in the
that
next
we
meeting.
might even be able to, could we do something online rather than? You know, if we
like,
look at
pick
the
them.
different, you gave us the addresses of the property, if we get the pictures. You know, I don't know what you're looking for, how many awards are you gonna get, just one?
Usually,
As many as we find,
As
like,
many.
yeah,
It can
there's no
be-
limit.
Motion that we give them all.
Usually.
Certificate of thanks for doing something to beautify the city.
Usually the board has, I take the pictures and at a meeting, they look over everything and determine, yes, this is worthy or no, this is not worthy. But that's usually how it.
And should we address what Nigel was talking about with 832, whether it's the homeowner or it's the contractor?
It's not the contractor.
It's the property.
That's why,
the property.
that's why I brought that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good idea, because I know they did a nice job.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a nice job.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I just want to give
Is that
somebody,
the one where the porch roof collapsed?
Yeah, there's such neglect. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to give somebody, an award for letting their.
Yeah,
house-
that's what you would be doing, you'd be endorsing justice.
Yeah.
Do you
Essentially.
want me to take that off? the
Yes,
list?
please.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the same building. I think I saw on the third floor, black plastic bags in
Yeah.
the windows.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
It's like that at Douglas and,
That's
Beth,
absolutely
too.
it. Yep,
Same family,
really, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
different restaurant.
Oh, the,
Oh, really? It's the same one?
Same family,
Doctor's
different
office.
restaurant, yeah.
Which
And they have black plastic in the
Yep.
windows?
Beth and Douglas. Where the garage is in the back.
the old doctor's office.
Well, the other corner was a doctor's office,
Okay.
it's a dentist's office.
I remember appraising a property. And it was a home in the development, nice home in the development. And they had the workers living in the basement. And all they did to divide up the basement was ran wash line. They like boxes and then hung
Sheets or something, or-
Sheets.
yeah.
to divide it up. That's where it's.
Yeah, well, over, remember on Fifth Street in the 900 block.
Yeah, across the street, oh, yeah.
They had that sewing factory
Yeah,
or whatever
down
in
the
the
basement,
basement, and they
yes.
dug, they bored a
Yes.
hole in between the basement walls of two properties, and we're going in
Yes.
between there, and
And they had all conduit or plugs in the wall,
Yeah.
and trades guys said for all the sewing machines.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they dug a hole in
Yeah,
between the
it's
two
just like
properties.
Yeah, that's such a bunch of them.
I don't think they're there.
I don't think so either, there's a lot of.
Oh, I think
lot of-
But I heard that one on Third Street, would, it had wood over the front door now. It's where your sister used to live at one time. And it was 808.
North Third.
Yeah, 806 maybe. it is.
Okay. I know where you mean. I mean.
Yeah, that was like that was
That was just texted to me as I'm pointing.
Chinese swap house, that's what that was. Is the Chinese work across the street from my work, and basically they have this, the third floor there. From what I was told, is that's like just pots as many as they can fit up there, you know, the same story in that building too, you know.
Aaron, do you wanna go into it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so,
All
yeah.
right,
Hey, I wanted to go into an executive session.
let me,
Oh, okay, sorry,
Sure.
sorry, just
No,
a
it's
quick
okay.
question, yeah.
all right,
Oh,
does someone wanna make a,
We would
oh,
still
we
be,
just,
yeah,
we take the recording.
exactly, yeah.
Okay,
Can you do
alright.
that, Amy? Does that create a technical issue?
I can't start it again, so
Okay.
probably.
Well, then
adjourn.
maybe then we can just adjourn and just talk about it as we feel.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. Somebody wanna make a motion to.
I make a
adjourn?
motion that we adjourn.
I second it.
Okay.
That was, you know.
I know, I didn't realize you were, yeah. I'll figure it out.